Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Modix video. Today, we're going to be going over 7 Viper tips and tricks that you need to be using in order to play Viper correctly. Now, just recently in the latest patch, Viper got a huge buff, and now I feel like she's starting to go more towards the meta of the game. If you have a big brain and can just outplay your opponents, then Viper is one of the best agents for you, just because you can be so tricky with everything, and it is so fun to just have those big brain plays, 200 IQ plays, and you need to be using Viper if you want to do this. So we have 7 tips and tricks for you today. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe because 98% of you aren't. And we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers eventually. So be sure to help us out by subscribing because we're getting daily content out for you guys until we reach that number. So starting us out for our first tip, you need to be using a snakebite and poison cloud together. I would highly suggest using this clip whenever you already planted a spike. So mainly, let's say on ascent. So you already planted the spike, let's say on B site, and now you're gonna go sit back in boathouse or that little like cubby behind the spike where the other team can't really see you. What I would suggest doing is going ahead and throwing your poison cloud on top of the spike. This way you can pop it right when somebody's about to go defuse, and you can throw your snake bite as well, and this will automatically kill players, and it's awesome. I've done this in a ton of my games, and it has helped me frag out so much with Viper, and it's just doing those 200 IQ plays that players wouldn't really think of. Like, they just be like, oh, poison cloud's gonna hide me. Let me go ahead and just try to stick the bomb defuse. And then snake bite comes and just kills them. It's awesome. So be sure that you're using that first tip. For our second tip, shoot your toxic screen through walls so that you don't get picked off while you have your ability out. In one of like the really long patches ago, Viper got a change to where she can now throw her toxic screen through walls. So there really is no need to push outside of cover to throw down a wall. You can just shoot through the map and you will be fine. My only advice with this, do not shoot it before the buy round. That's my biggest problem, I think, right now, choosing Viper as an agent. Right when like the buy round ends, I want to throw that wall right away, and sometimes it gets blocked by the barriers, and it can be so frustrating. Like, I just lost my wall and there's no way to pick up this wall. So make sure that it's a good wall. I wouldn't recommend throwing down your wall right at the beginning of the round because you don't know what site you're going to be having to use it for. So let's say you're on the attacker side, you're pushing B site, but then your team's like, no, we don't want to go B site. Let's go A site instead. Then they could get mad at you because you don't have that wall to help push in and get onto the site at A. So just keep that in mind. Talk with your teammates. Just let them know, hey, I'm going to go put a wall up on B. This can either be helpful to us because we can fake like we're going here. I'll throw some smokes and then I'll just go pick them up later. Or we could just save it and we can go to a different bomb site. You just have to let them know, ask them what you want to do, and try to be like that good teammate, you know? So that was it for our second tip. And now our third tip, learn lineups for your poison cloud and snake bite. Lineups are key with Viper, and I'm going to be releasing a video very soon here on every lineup for every single map that you need to know, and it's going to help you execute on the sites when you're attacking. And then when you're defending, you're looking to get those lineups for one-way smokes. So one on split heaven at A site, I believe. You can throw a one-way. You can even do it at B site. It doesn't matter which site. There's always going to be a one-way that you can find to hold, and they won't see you, but you can see them, and you should be able to get that kill if you can just learn these lineups. So for example, I already released a video, and that's going to be on the end screen of this video today. It's going to be there, and it teaches you guys how to push every single site in split. So if you want to see that, then just watch till the end. It's going to pop up, and it's just as easy as pressing play. It's that easy, so just stay watching, chill. Okay, so you learn lineups, and that's great. But what about your ultimate? Because there's really is like no lineups you can do with it. And I mean, why would there be? You're just throwing up a big fat cloud, okay? But what you don't understand is that in the most recent patch, you are now allowed to be outside of that cloud for 12 seconds before it goes down. You have to play unpredictable for this because they're going to be looking in that cloud for you, because many players haven't gotten used to the fact that Viper can now play outside of the cloud as well. So It's just about like trying to catch your opponents off guard. So if you see one pushing in, maybe leave. And like one bonus tip I'm going to throw in there is try to use your ultimate in post plants. Whenever you're attacking, after you plant that spike, go ahead, pop the thing, and you can just basically secure the round, because I know that a ton of players are really scared to push in, and your teammates can basically hold the outside while you're sitting on the inside, or you could come outside as well, like we were just talking about. You have to play unpredictable. But once you're able to fully understand like your limits of 12 seconds, like I once made this crazy play where we planted the spike. I went ahead and put my ultimate down. I went outside the ultimate. I ran all the way through our spawn into CT. Our spawn was CT, into mid, and back to the ultimate. Got back inside it. This person started defusing. I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and bring down my ultimate. And then bam, bam, shot him in the head, and he was dead. We won the round, and my team was like, oh my God, Modix, you're so good. And it was great. It was great. So learn how to use that ultimate and play unpredictable. And a bonus tip with the ultimate, and this is our 5th tip, by the way, so don't think like bonus tip, you get 8 tips. Nah, that's not how we work here. Your ultimate can be placed around corners to some extent. This means that you don't have to reveal yourself before popping the ultimate. Because some players, they're like scared that like it won't cover what area they want it to, so they try to run to it first. This thing is huge. You just have to pop it. So let's say on bind, you're coming out of B-tons. What you're going to want to do, you want to plant default, because everyone likes to plant default. It's actually a big mistake because people know lineups for default, which kind of goes into our 3rd tip. Learn the lineups for default. We'll get into that in a future video though. So what I'm trying to say with your ultimate, you just kind of pop it as soon as you're running out of showers, but you don't reveal your body yet. So the second before, you want to go ahead and pop that ult. Stop running. Don't continue your momentum into the line of the sight of the opponents. You just want to stay back, let that smoke start to spread, and then you can go for that bomb plant. Once again, don't plant a default. You guys will know later. I'll show you guys in the next video. I'm going to plug that so many times. You guys don't even understand. That was our 5th tip. Now our 6th tip. It's going to be regarding the toxic screen. So let's say that you're not taking my advice. You don't learn every single execute with Viper. Well, this tip's for you. If you don't know what to do with your wall, or your execute just didn't involve your wall, that's fine. I guess you guys are still kind of taking my advice. Just go ahead and split the site in half. Try to block off where players commonly play. So let's stay with, what map am I thinking of? I'm thinking of bind. Let's say that you're pushing A. One player always likes to sit in that cubby, like right to the right of hookah, but you're pushing long. Try to just use your toxic screen to just block that off. And while you're at it, go ahead and block off the exit to halls behind that. You guys know the hall that connects to CT. So just do that. And then you're blocking 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't think that PETA likes that. I don't think that they do. I think it's like we feed 2 birds with 1. What do birds eat? You know what? It doesn't matter. So basically, just try to just split the site in half and you will be perfectly fine. So now for our final tip, we have try to pick up your poison cloud after every round. Economy is a huge deal in Valorant. And if you want to save 200 credits every single round, go ahead and just pick up that poison cloud. Let's say that you have some time on the clock before you have to go defuse a spike. Make that long, really long sprint, or I guess it's short because you're playing on the site, and go ahead and pick up that poison cloud because it's going to save you money in the long run. And I mean, 200 credits is 200 credits. That's enough for a shorty. So why not get an extra shorty every single round? That's basically what you're doing if you can follow that last tip. Well, I hope that this video did help you out. I guess it was a bit all over the place, but hopefully you guys learned 7 tips on how to play Viper better. I'm telling you, Viper is becoming one of the best agents in Valorant. And if you can learn her now, then you will do so well in your matches. I've been trying to learn her and I'm going to continue to bring my tips that I find to you guys. We're having that execute video coming soon. How many times did I say that? Probably like 4, but it's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through this video. If you're still watching, comment Viper smokes are OP. That's what I want in the comments. And also subscribe while you're down there. Like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.